So we were talking about the John Talty and Armin Katayan book about Nick Saban. The title of the book, which is coming out next week, The Price, What It Takes to Win in College Football's Era of Chaos.
The Price, also your autobiography.
I thought it was The Cash.
Either way.
Yeah, either way. So Jimmy Sexton was behind the hiring of Lane Kiffin as offensive coordinator at Alabama post-firing at USC.
Yes.
Saban explained the hiring at the time as Alabama needing to modernize its offense at a time when the game was shifting from the heavy pro-style, run-heavy pro-style offense to a wide-open pass-happy attack. He said, when I met with him about coming here, I said, we have to change, we have to study, and we have to figure out all these RPOs and all this spread offense and these motions and all these things we do, and Lane is a really smart guy. So he was a good guy to really dive into this. Pretty much everybody credits the modernization of Alabama's offense to Nick Saban. I'm sorry, to Lane Kiffin working with Nick Saban.
Correct.
Saban at the time tamped down speculation that their contrasting styles were creating friction. The book offers insight into what could have been a caustic relationship.
Caustic.
One such moment came when Kiffin called Jimmy Sexton, warning him that an angry Nick Saban was about to call him. Why? Jimmy Sexton asked. Lane Kiffin said he didn't know what he was talking about. Except that's what Lane Kiffin said to Nick Saban in a meeting. Coach, you don't know what you're talking about. True to form, Saban's less than cheerful call came within minutes. That son of a blank, beep, Saban said to his agent, I'm going to fire you, Jimmy, for ever talking me into hiring that narcissistic beep. There were other quotes, including, I ain't never had a beep-ing coach I can't control, a disgusted Saban said to one of his other assistants. Sexton at times had to call Kiffin as well. How about this one? The book chronicles one such phone call, which Kiffin made just hours before a November 2015 kickoff in Tuscaloosa. The offensive coordinator called his agent to ask about a head coaching position that was coming open. Sexton was enraged. Quote, I was screaming at him, Sexton said. Let's go play the game today. Let's win the game today. If you win games, you'll get a job. People don't hire guys who are losing. They hire guys who are winning. Kiffin did not get a head coaching job during that particular cycle of the coaching carousel.
Did not.
He did end up going to FAU, and he won there, and he was hired by Ole Miss.
And what happened next?
And the rest is history.
Well, there you go. Sounds like a good book. I'm definitely looking forward to reading it.
I would love to see the meeting in which Lane Kiffin told Nick Saban,
it had to be incredible.
You don't know what you're talking about here.
I think about the other assistants, because I'm sure that wasn't a one-on-one meeting, right? They're probably just having a staff meeting and they're talking, and all the other assistants who have just kowtowed to Saban his whole career are just sitting there, and he drops that on them. That had to be like,
But isn't the truth that type personality
he kind of
had to come in and had to drag Nick Saban kicking and screaming and maybe tell him what he didn't know what he was talking about to ultimately get that offense to where it ended up?
Possibly, probably, in all likelihood.
And didn't that style change also? I mean, that impacts defense, right? Because, like, modern college football, guys aren't playing 40 snaps anymore. They're playing 85 snaps in a game. To switch their style to score more points, to be more explosive, also meant that defensively you're not winning games by giving up 3 points anymore. Your defense is going to be on the field longer. People think that they dropped off during his time defensively, not in a yards per play and points per possession average. They were just on the field a lot more. So not only did he have to adjust offensive philosophy, he had to accept that his defensive philosophy is changing on top of that.
Yeah. You are you're onto something there.
Yeah. That's a good point.
I mean, there are a lot of layers. A lot of layers to that relationship.
There are.
That's
and
his
then
best
you
trait.
and I, without betraying any confidence, had a little bit of a peek
We
behind
did.
the curtain. That is
Very
a
cool
relationship. Regardless of what the book says, it's kind of like when brothers fight.
Yeah, or coworkers are going to fight sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, if you are part of a successful organization,
Yeah, you can't have a bunch of yes men.
there is going to be challenge within that successful organization
Agreed.
from time to time.
Agreed.
And
But there's still respect.
that is a real relationship that exists now. And there was a really kind moment that was shared between Nick Saban and Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin made reference to it, that Coach Saban had come by before he started his media rounds at SEC Media Days. And he referenced that Coach Saban came by and spoke to him and had some nice things to say.
Right.
We just happened to be in the room at the time because we were going to interview Lane Kiffin, or I was going to
We'd
interview
already
Lane
finished.
Kiffin.
We just wrapped up the interview when he came in.
Okay. I didn't remember the timeline on it.
Yeah,
but
we were just kind of, having a little chit-chat after, and then
Yeah.
Coach Saban walks in, and we were done talking at that point.
Really good stuff. How about this?